Hello everybody and welcome. In this video I will show you how to build a Minecraft door using flying machines. This door is tileable, can go from 1 block wide to pretty much the infinite, and you don't see any of the flying machine parts on the door. So you see we have the door over there. It's 4 block high when it's open. You can trigger the opening and the closing sequences independently. And you see, we don't see any slime or honey blocks. The only part we see is the triggering mechanism on the top. And on the other side, we don't see any honey or slime blocks as well. Let's jump into creative. I will show you how to build it. In order to build the door, per module, you will need 4 observers, 4 sticky pistons, 3 trapdoors, 10 slime or honey blocks, 8 decorative blocks, and 3 redstone dust. In order to close the door, you simply need an observer, a few redstone dust, and 2 repeaters. The 2 observers on the bottom of the door are detecting the change of the state of the redstone line on the bottom. For the opening, it's a little bit more complicated. You need the sequences. You need an observer going into a repeater and an observer facing the first observer going into a repeater set on 2 ticks. To open the door, the observer on the middle will detect when the trapdoor will go down, but the system has to pull the trapdoor back up on the place where it should be. And so this triggers the pistons 3 times. 1 to put it down to launch the door, and then 2 times to pull it down to build the door. You first have to put 3 immovable blocks on the side of the door at ground level. Then you go down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. And on this floor, on the middle of your door, you put immovable blocks. We will do a 3 wide door for the example. On each side of the you put redstone dust. On top of that you put observers. Observers needs to face the redstone. Then you put sticky pistons on top of them facing up. Then you go 4 blocks of slime blocks or honey blocks, and you alternate, of course, because otherwise you would have more than the 12 blocks limits. Then you come back to the immovable blocks. On the second row of slime honey blocks you put an observer facing up, and underneath a piston facing down. And in this gap you put once again slime or honey. Then you go on the top of the door. You put trapdoor on each side, and then you put trapdoor on the middle. And on the top level of the block. Note, this could be a full block or a slab. It's all up to you because of your design. And on the side you can put decorative block that match your build. We will go for planks for the example. And there we are. And this is the ground. The door is basically finished. All you have to do is to build the opening mechanism So you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 block high, and you build a little platform from 4 blocks by 4, and you recreate this circuitry. Then you put an observer facing up and a piston facing down on the top of each module, and you have to put a redstone dust on the observers. You can trigger the door, the opening and closing separately. You can have a simple lever for the closing sequences, but for the opening you have to have an odd block going into this observer. I forgot to mention that. And so it's working. If you build the door with only one trigger like this, just take care the delay of the signal going up is not too long, and so if it's too long the pistons will fire when the door will be mid-air and could trigger back the door or break it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed and you've understand what I explained, and the weather is going bad. I'm leaving. Bye.